Imagine an AI that doesn't just respond, but genuinely thinks.
And now, for the first time, its most advanced capabilities are really accessible to everyone. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a thoughtful look at a pretty significant leap in artificial intelligence, the official launch of ChatGPT 5. This isn't just, another update. It signals a new approach, deeply integrating reasoning and practical problem solving.
Right. And we'll unpack the newfound simplicity of ChatGPT 5. We'll explore how its built-in reasoning actually functions and see where it stacks up against rivals like Google Gemini and Anthropic Claude 3. Then we'll dive into some honestly surprising real-world applications and think about what this evolution means for you right now.
Okay, let's get into it. The most immediate change, I think, with ChatGPT 5 is its simplicity. OpenAI has pretty strategically streamlined things. They've removed all the old models. Now you've just got two clear choices. There's the default ChatGPT 5, which is available to everyone, even free users, which is kind of huge. And then for those really tough problems needing more computational thinking, there's ChatGPT 5 Thinking. That's for the paid plans.
Okay, so this unified sort of hybrid model makes the user experience way simpler. No more guessing which model, no fiddling around. It just figures out your query and applies the right level of reasoning automatically. That feels like a fundamental shift, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's like instead of digging through a toolbox for the right wrench, you have a smart toolkit that just hands it to you. It really democratizes the power, letting you focus on your problem, not the AI settings. It's a big step for, mainstream use.
So for most everyday stuff, does the default model basically mean you never need to think about switching?
Yeah, pretty much. It aims for seamless handling, mostly removing that need for manual selection day to day. Now, what's really fascinating, maybe the biggest game changer, is this automatic reasoning process. When you give ChatGPT 5 a complex question, you'll actually see it pause, see it think. It literally takes time, maybe 30 to 60 seconds, working through it. And the brilliant part, you get a glimpse into how it's unfolding its logic. It shows you the steps.
Wow. So it's not just a fancy loading bar then, it's actually doing something.
Not at all. This built-in reasoning genuinely improves the answer quality. Think about, say, business analysis, complex problem solving, multi-step tasks. The model decomposes complex requests. That's the jargon, which just means it breaks big problems into smaller, manageable steps. It tackles each part, then puts it all together into a really comprehensive, well-reasoned response.
Whoa. Imagine scaling that to 1 billion queries.
That's a lot of thinking. Seeing that logic unfold, it's like peeking behind the curtain. It really is. And that transparency, that's huge for building trust. It shifts the AI from being a black box to more of a transparent partner. When you see how it got the answer, you can understand it better, maybe even learn from its process. It helps build collaboration.
How does seeing that reasoning process actually help someone trying to solve a really tricky problem?
It offers crucial transparency, builds trust by revealing the AI's step-by-step logic.
Okay, but the whole generative AI market feels like it's moving so fast. Updates, new models popping up all the time. With all this innovation, how does ChatGPT 5 really stack up against the big rivals?
That's a really important question, and yeah, there's no simple best answer. ChatGPT 5 really excels in its all-around flexibility. It's fast, its reasoning is strong, agent mode is effective. It's also pretty good with images generation and analysis, and the voice interaction feels very natural. Plus, its large context window, think of that, like its working memory makes it a great general tool for businesses, developers, content creators.
Right. Then you've got Google Gemini 2.5 Pro. They are definitely leading on raw context window size. We're talking millions of tokens, the basic units of language for AI. It can handle whole books, huge code bases. So it's great for really complex logic, math problems. And that deep integration with the Google Stuffed Drive photos, that's a big plus for some workflows. Probably ideal for researchers, data analysts, big companies dealing with tons of documents.
Exactly. And we can't forget Anthropic's Claude 3 Opus. That model is fantastic for creative writing. It has this really natural, human-like tone, and it's built with safety and ethics really core to its design. Its context window is very large, too, bigger than GPT-4's, though just behind Gemini on that specific metric.
Yeah.
Claude 3 is probably the top choice for writers, marketers, anyone needing really nuanced creative communication where safety is key.
This raises a really important point then. In this super competitive space, is there actually one single best model for everyone?
Turns out it's less about finding a single champion and more about finding the right tool for your specific job.
Yeah. So for someone doing deep research on, say, massive legal documents, which one really stands out there?
Google Gemini 2.5 Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, with its market-leading context window, it's built for digesting those huge texts. Bid-roll sponsor red. Okay, moving beyond the big announcements, let's talk about some key features and improvements, things that actually make a difference day to day. If you've used older ChatGPT versions, I think you'll notice the writing quality improvement almost immediately. The tone feels more natural, more human, and those kind of random dashes or abrupt sentences, mostly gone. The writing just flows better. Honestly, it needs less editing afterwards.
That's definitely welcome, especially if you're creating content. But what about accuracy? The whole hallucination
Yeah.
problem.
Right. OpenAI says ChatGPT-5 hallucinates significantly less. Now, no AI is perfect, but early signs are good. More accurate info, better source citing. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, where the AI kind of forgets what you asked for in a long chat, so fewer hallucinations is a really fundamental, welcome improvement. And agent mode, which could be a bit hit or miss before, seems much more reliable now for those complex multi-step things, like researching competitors or planning strategy.
How much difference does that better writing style actually make in a daily workflow? Is it really noticeable?
Users are saying outputs feel way more polished, cutting down that post-generation editing time significantly.
Okay, let's dive into the real world stuff then, because that's where it counts. This improved agent mode sounds like it could be huge. What are some examples?
For business and work, yeah, it's impressive. Take competitive analysis. You can feed it a list of competitors, ask it to analyze pricing, features, weaknesses, and it gives you back a detailed report, even a feature matrix, market gap ideas. Getting that in minutes is pretty powerful. Or for content creators, think about turning like a 45-minute webinar into a whole package blog post, LinkedIn post, YouTube short script, even quiz questions. For marketers, it can simulate a full product launch plan, audience analysis, keyword research, lead magnet ideas, email sequences, the works.
Wow, that really is like having a whole team ready to go. What about more creative or technical tasks?
Yeah, it's great at drafting emails, professional but friendly, like following up with a client who went quiet but focusing on adding value, not just chasing. In coding, it built an interactive React dashboard from just a description, basically a working UI for data display. Needed some minor tweaks, but still. And for visuals, it generated complex SVG graphics, like flowcharts with labels and colors, just from text.
Okay, let's unpack this agent mode a bit more. It sounds like having a research team on call almost for free.
That's where it gets really interesting. Yeah, the specific examples show real, tangible value. There was this market research test researching organic cold brew coffee in Ho Chi Minh City. Agent mode did it in about 12-15 minutes, identified competitors, prices, distribution, marketing, trends, even suppliers.
So it's not just finding stuff, it's actively pulling it together, structuring it from different places.
Exactly. And the huge value is you can run these complex tasks in the background, do multiple things at once. It can search and compare across websites, navigate complex systems like research databases, filter results, and then synthesize all that data into one report with source links.
Could agent mode handle something really complex, like summarizing quarterly financial reports from several different companies?
Yes, it's explicitly designed for that synthesizing diverse data into cohesive reports from multiple sources. Now let's talk access, because this is a really key part of OpenAI's strategy here. On the free plan, you now get around 30 ChatGPT-5 queries per session. Once you hit that, it switches you to GPT-5 Mini. But honestly, for simple stuff, you probably won't notice much difference in quality, and you still get access to the core features.
Huh. So the absolute best model isn't totally locked behind the paywall anymore. That's actually a pretty big deal for getting more people using it, right?
It's a very strategic move, making their top model accessible. Lowers the barrier to entry for advanced AI. Of course, the paid plans plus Teams Pro, they give you way higher limits. Dedicated access to that heavier thinking mode, priority access during busy times, and other advanced features and integrations.
For a casual user hitting that free limit, is the switch to GPT-5 Mini going to feel like a big downgrade?
No, probably not. For simple tasks, the quality difference is largely unnoticeable for most casual use. And thinking about integration and compatibility, ChatGPT-5 works smoothly with all the existing features. That means image generation, Canvas mode for coding and design, the deep research mode, connected apps like Google Drive. It all just works.
That's smart. It's like getting all your AI Lego blocks to finally snap together perfectly without forcing them.
Yeah, and if you connect that to the bigger picture, seamless integration is just crucial for real-world adoption. AI needs to fit into your tools, not make you change everything. And looking ahead, they've announced Gmail and Google Calendar integration coming soon. I expect that will be a big boost for daily productivity.
How specifically will that Gmail and calendar integration make things better day to day?
It'll allow direct automation. things like drafting emails or scheduling meetings right within those apps you already use.
Okay, so what does all this actually mean for you, the listener? How do you get started and really use ChatGPT 5 effectively?
Well, diving in is simpler than ever. Just start with tasks you already use AI for. Would expect better results now. First step is easy. Just log into ChatGPT. Version 5 is the default now. Then try different prompts. Business analysis, content creation, drafting emails, analyzing data from Google Analytics. See how it handles them.
And for folks on a paid plan, what's the best way to really push this agent mode?
Definitely experiment with agent mode for those complex multi-step tasks. Think detailed travel planning, market research, competitive analysis, automating workflows you usually hate doing manually. And importantly, for complex problems, consciously use the reasoning feature. Let it think. Watch the indicator. Review the steps afterwards. Challenge it. Give it logic puzzles, ambiguous business scenarios. See what it can do.
For someone totally new to AI, what's like the simplest but most impactful first thing they could try?
Probably a straightforward content creation request,
Yeah.
like drafting an email or summarizing a short article. Simple, but shows the power.
So where does ChatGPT 5 fit into the future then? It feels like we're finally getting towards genuinely practical AI, right? Not just hype.
Indeed, I think it represents a really substantial step towards practical AI assistance. The combination of reasoning, better accuracy, and those enhanced agent features make it genuinely more useful for real tasks. You'll probably notice less time editing AI stuff, more accurate research, better task completion in agent mode, more natural interactions overall.
It feels like it's about augmenting our own abilities, making work more efficient, maybe more insightful, less like just a tool, more like a capable assistant.
And crucially, it reduces that need to jump between different AI tools for different things. It's more unified, fits into workflows better.
How quickly do you think these advanced reasoning capabilities will just become standard across all the major AI models?
Competition drives that stuff fast. What feels groundbreaking today often becomes the baseline pretty quickly tomorrow. Yeah. So to recap our deep dive today, ChatGPT 5 marks a really pivotal moment. It's shifting advanced AI towards simplicity, built-in reasoning, and real practical use. It's designed to be genuinely helpful for your daily tasks, from complex analysis to creative work.
And remember, there isn't one single best model for everything, but ChatGPT 5's agent mode and improved accuracy make it a really strong contender as an all-around tool that can definitely boost your productivity.
We really encourage you to test your usual AI workflows with ChatGPT 5. See how it does. Explore new things you maybe didn't think AI could handle before, especially with that reasoning. And if you have a paid plan, definitely play with agent mode for those bigger multi-step projects. Think about updating your prompts to leverage its new strengths.
And maybe longer term, think about how this could fit deeper into your routines. Could it replace some manual research, some analysis? Stay curious, stay updated. OpenAI keeps moving fast.
Here's a final thought for you to consider. ChatGPT 5 might not be the flashiest AI release we've seen lately, but its practical usefulness could actually make it the most impactful. How will you use this newly accessible power to transform your work, your curiosity?
Ultimately, it's about making AI work for you, not the other way around.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Out to your own music.